People who outlived insane prison sentences. Now, have you ever wondered, like, when a person is convicted and charged with murder or some other atrocious crimes, how when it comes to, like, when it's time their sentence gets announced, you are guilty and will serve 100 years in prison. Most people assume that they're gonna die behind bars, but I've always wondered, like, what if that asshole survives that long? No, what if he thugs it out for 100 years? I guess in this video, we're gonna find out. If y'all new here, man, sub up, road to 10K. We're so close, bro, so close. Road to 1K, my bad.
This convict outlived a life sentence.
Okay, so it's true. People have outlived life sentences, but I mean, geez, just look at this guy right here.
This convict outlived a life sentence.
My lord, he has had to have developed a 1,000-yard stare. Just imagine the things that they did to him for 100 years in jail, bro. Nothing good, I'll tell you that much.
Welcome back. Charlie here. These
what up, Charlie?
Were sentenced to decades behind bars, but lived longer than their prison sentences. From people wrongly sentenced to decades in jail, to dangerous criminals.
Wrongly sentenced. Wow, if I was wrongly accused and I spent years in jail, they would need to give me millions of dollars in compensation. You got me so messed up. Imagine spending 50 years in jail and then the judge just finds out. Like, damn, yo, yeah, no, hey, Timmy was lying back then. He was just racist. Go ahead and release that black man. Yeah, no, my life better be nothing short of money, hoes, yachts, jets.
Set free after serving more than 70 years. First,
7
we have
years,
to look
geez.
at Ricky Jackson. Can you imagine being in prison for 40 years of your life for a crime you didn't commit? Well, that actually happened to this man. When Ricky Jackson was only 19 years old, he was arrested for a crime he did not commit. Police said he took the life of a salesman named...
Okay, this is 100% because of racism, bro. I was right on the money. He did 40 years at just the age of 19, bro. Like, you know, when it came to black men, the police would get so lazy. Like, you just know, bro. Like, yeah, make up some lie. He did it though.
Arrested for a crime he did not commit. Police said he took the life of a salesman named Harry Franks. The only evidence cops had was a witness statement from a 13-year-old named Eddie Vernon. Aside from that one witness, there was zero physical evidence.
See what I mean, bro?
This, Ricky Jackson was found guilty. He was initially given the death sentence, but after several appeals, this was changed to a life sentence. Ricky was sent to
what do y'all think is worse, death sentence or life sentence? Clearly the government thinks that the death sentence is worse, but I say otherwise, bro. If I'm about to serve 100 years in jail and get harassed by my cellmates, bro, I'd rather die. Kill me. Just fuck that. That's not even living anymore at that point. That's just slaving away.
In 1974, he thought he was going to die behind bars, but in 2013, the witness, Eddie Vernon, broke down in tears. Eddie admitted he did not see Ricky take the life of Harry
really?
Franks.
Okay, you want to say that now, 40 years later. What they should have did here at this point was do a little switcheroonie. Now that witness gets a life sentence.
Eddie admitted he did not see Ricky take the life of Harry Franks.
Why did he lie, bro?
Was coerced into saying this by cops. It turned out Eddie Vernon never even saw the attack take place.
Alright, no, I was about to say a black man lying on another black man's name. But damn, bro, whose team are you on? Yep, corruption was no joke back then. The FBI probably threatened the dude to make up a crazy ass lie and get him in jail too if he did not lie.
Shocking revelation meant that Ricky Jackson was finally released. He was given freedom in 2014 after spending 4 decades behind bars. But sadly, this meant he was now an old man at the time. Ricky Jackson was given $18 million in compensation. But some say that's not enough for all of those decades lost. But would you take a—
What do y'all think? 18 M's for 40 years in prison. Not to be a cocky or arrogant guy, bro, but I feel like I can make more than 18 million in 40 years. But shit, if you're a bum, shit, this would be a pretty good offer right here. I don't know, bro. 40 years? Fucking 40 years in jail? I haven't even been alive half of that time. What am I even gonna spend the 18 million on after I get out? My PP don't even work. We can't have kids. We can't have fun because we're considered unk. I don't know, bro.
$18 million to lose 40 years of your life? Personally, I definitely wouldn't.
Me neither, narrator.
Betty Smithey. Betty Smithey is America's longest-serving female inmate. In 1963, this woman took the life of a minor. For this crime, she was given a life sentence. But while she was behind bars, she managed to escape 4 times, although she was caught again every time. Eventually, she decided to stop trying to escape and instead—
holy chop. I'm all about respect your elders, but not this lady, okay? After hearing her crime, she killed a minor, but somehow that's not a life sentence. They gave her only 70 years for that? On top of all of her escape attempts? What country is this? Because they're hella laid back.
To stop trying to escape and instead improve her life. She got got educated behind bars and began writing poetry. In 2003, Betty applied for parole. She was rejected, but in 2012, she appealed again, and this time she was finally freed. She spent 49 years behind bars, but was finally made a free woman at 69 years old. Some said she should never have been released due to her crimes, but the judge believed Betty had changed behind bars. What do you think?
God damn it, bro. Narrator's always hitting me with those. What do you think? Hold on, man. I'm getting there. I'm gonna make a fool of myself. I'm dumb as shit. What do y'all think, bro? I mean, the judge forgave her, and to be fair, the judges probably know a lot more about crimes and mental states of people and all sorts of shit. If you truly change for the better behind those bars, then I guess it's not that bad.
Is 49 years in prison enough or not? Moving along, we have to look
Right, yeah, she did still do 49 years. Yep. Same time though, if that minor she killed was my kid, yeah, let me find out if she escaped, bro. I'm writing 40 lawsuits. Everything within my power to get her back in jail.
Along, we have to look at Thomas Trantino. In 1963, Thomas Trantino got drunk. He then got into an altercation with two cops and ended their lives. He was arrested a few days later and in court was given the death penalty. He was on death row for 8 years until 1971. That was when New Jersey abolished the death penalty, meaning that Thomas's sentence was changed to life behind bars. While he was locked up, Thomas—
Yo, that is so clutch.
Nice.
You're the luckiest man ever, bro. That is, of course, if you consider a life sentence to be better than death sentence. Saved by the bell ass law.
Thomas's sentence was changed to life behind bars. While he was locked up, Thomas wrote 2 books. In 2002, he applied for parole and, surprisingly, was released.
Okay, these motherfuckers kill people, get in jail, and then think they can start becoming poets and shit. What's up with that, bro? No, fuck that. It's time to atone for your sins, bro. He wasn't no poet when he killed those 2 cops, was he? But again, if the judges think he's alright, then kind of like lifts a weight off my chest.
Spent 39 years in prison, making him New Jersey's longest serving prisoner. Some people, especially cops, were annoyed that he was released. But do you think nearly 4 decades is enough for what Thomas did? Moving on.
Apparently 39 years is the longest sentence in New Jersey. Alright, Chief Keef, the way you were talking about them, I thought they were demons over there.
We gon' come and blow New Jersey up. Bang, bang.
Chief Keef dissing a state full of good people, bro.
We have to look at Joseph Ligon. In 1953, 15-year-old Joseph Ligon was sentenced to life in prison. You see, Joseph had got drunk and decided to do some robberies. This caused 6 men to be injured and 2 men to lose their lives.
Damn.
Joseph Ligon was found guilty for what he did and was sentenced to life behind bars. Decades went—
Okay, at 15, when you're that old, you should know the difference between right or wrong, right? Yes, of course you should. What the fuck? Unless you're retarded. Okay, whoa, let's back up. He killed 2 people and got like 6 people injured. Juvie was not saving him from that. Let's see how bro managed to clutch this. I mean, just look at his pictures. It's definitely not the greatest feeling getting out when you're like 80 years old, but way better than dying in jail, right?
Decades went by, but in 2016, the law changed. It was ruled that life sentences for juveniles were unconstitutional. As a result, Joseph was released in 2017. He had spent 68 years behind bars, going in at age—
How long? Wait, hold up.
He had spent 68 years behind bars, going—
68 years. Wow. 68 years. Let's think for a second, bro. That's low-key depressing. When you get out, chances are all of your family's dead, bro. Wow, that got dark real quick. When you get out after 68 years, there's really nothing to be happy about at all.
At age 15 and leaving at age 83. But here's the surprising thing. Although Joseph was free to go, he refused. He had spent 68 years behind bars and was too used to jail life. So instead, he preferred to stay in prison, which is where he still is to this day. Next, we have—
Boy, ain't no fucking way. Yo, what's wrong with this guy? I know what's going on, Unc. Unc definitely had a few boyfriends in jail. He's not trying to lead a side or something. Fuck you, bro. He's trying to prove something. Prison life isn't that bad, apparently. If you're willing to change your sexuality, that is.
Have to look at Charles Ford. In 1952, this man was sentenced to life in prison and spent 64 years behind bars, all for a crime he did not commit. He was not even at the scene of the crime. He had allegedly taken someone's life. Some said that Charles was profiled by the judge judge and jury, meaning that despite the little evidence, he was still given a life sentence. It turned out Charles's lawyer never submitted an appeal. He was 20 when he went into prison, and was 84 years old when he came out, meaning that he spent a whopping 64 years behind bars.
Holy
Charles
shit.
was released into a nursing home as he was too old to look after himself. So while he was released, he basically lost his entire life to prison. When Charles was released, he began crying in court. Next, we have to look
wait, what was his story about? Was he wrongly accused too? His lawyer never submitted an appeal. Something along those lines. But bro, that's so miserable. Being free and then getting sent to a nursing home because you can't even take care of yourself anymore. That's the worst life ever right there.
Next, we have to look at John Buns.
God damn, yo, look at this guy. What did they put him through? Yo, black eyes are not supposed to be permanent, are they? Not too much on his looks, bro. Let's chill out. This man could have also been wrongly accused. Let's see.
This man is New York's oldest inmate. He ended the life of his wife of 17 and a half years. John Buns and his wife
never mind. Definitely not innocent.
Virginia got into an argument. Things escalated and John used a hammer to end Virginia's life. John Buns was given a life sentence for what he did. He was set to be released when he was aged 112, but instead he was released early when he was age 94. He was released in order to get
he was set to be released at age 112. If I heard that, I would lose all hope. Who the hell is living that long? And also another thing, beating your wife to a bloody pulp with a hammer. Why even get married, bro? Over a little argument, bro. Unless she was cheating, I do not know why there was a reason to do that. Even if she does cheat, you're still a psychopath.
He was released in order to get medical care. That's because prisons find it too hard to look after people who are so old. But in 2014, at the age of 94, John Buns passed away. He is still the oldest ever inmate New York has had. Moving on.
Damn, New York, y'all are sweet, bro. You guys are sweet, for real, homie. All that gra gra boom shit. This is your guys' oldest inmate? Y'all not about it, bro.
Have to look at Harvey Stewart. Harvey Stewart
is
a man who's been to prison many times throughout his life. In 1951, he was given a 10-year sentence for armed robbery. He was released but was soon put back in jail. This was for ending the life.
10 years for armed robbery. Okay, I'm sure it didn't look this cool. You know, the guy probably pointed his little ass pistol at the cash register or the cashier. But 10 years for attempted robbery, that's pretty deserving right there.
Armed robbery. He was released but was soon put back in jail. This was for ending the life of a man named James Laird. Harvey Stewart escaped prison many times, but was quickly recaptured every time. He was later released in 1985 after serving only 9 years. But only 16 months later, Harvey was arrested yet again, this time for robbing a bank. This guy—
To think that he learned something in these long periods of time of being in jail. Don't overlook 10 years, bro. If you're my age 10 years ago, you would have been in goddamn kindergarten. And he didn't learn jack from serving 10 years like 4 different times.
Really does love jail. He served 59 years behind bars and was finally released in 2011. This was mainly
that ain't it. I think y'all should have kept his ass, bro. He really loves jail.
Old age and declining health. He was 83 years old by the time he was released. He outlived all of his family and friends, which meant he had no prison visits in over a decade. When Harvey Stewart was interviewed about his time in prison, he said this: "Imagine that, 60 years down in this damn hole. I wouldn't recommend it."
You know what, Gramps? Take your own advice, bro. You wouldn't recommend it. What the hell do you mean? Yo ass had probably 5-6 different chances.
He's right. He really did waste his entire life behind bars. I think this man is proof that crime is not worth it.
Facts.
Next, let's look at John Franzese. John Franzese was a member of one of the USA's most deadly mafias.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The Colombo crime family. He soon gained a reputation as one of the mafia's most dangerous thugs. He claims to have ended over 50 lives, but he was never convicted for this. Instead, he was given a life sentence for a different crime. That was orchestrating many bank robberies around the USA. He was given 50 years behind bars. In 2011,
50 years, that's 1 year for each person that he's killed, allegedly. Y'all think he was being serious or y'all think he was bluffing? As a mafia boss, you gotta look cool in front of your people, you know what I'm saying? So I think he just threw a random number out there. Yeah, 50 people.
Was released at the age of 93. In 2011, at the the age of 93, John Franzese was given an extra 8 years behind bars. This
Damn,
was
for what?
extortion and loan sharking. In 2017, he celebrated his 100-year-old birthday behind bars, and was released later that year. In total, John Franzese spent over 40 years in the can, meaning that he basically lost half of his life.
That's an impressive ass feat, bro. This is like the knockoff Al Capone right here. They freed bro when his age hit triple digits. Wow, I'd walk my ass back in jail asking them to kill me. Hey, what's the point, bro? When you get out at 100, you probably got like 20 more minutes to live anyway. What would I do in that 20 minutes? What's the best thing to do? A dying request. I'd smoke a dut pack. Yeah.
I guess that's the price you pay when you're in the mob. Finally, let's look at James Moore. In 1962, James Moore ended the life of a 14-year-old named Pamela Moss.
Oh, God damn it.
He was given a life sentence. While in prison, he did various jobs and also got
Not gonna lie, bro. This don't feel right in my heart, knowing that these people got free after doing these atrocious-ass crimes. I mean, the guy was fully at his senses. A grown-ass man killing a little girl, bro. What's up with that?
Education. He requested to be released 20 times, but every time the judge said no. That was until June 2022. He was finally released after spending 60 years behind bars. But he is now in full-time care and had to have both of his legs amputated. Now it's time for you to make your voice heard. Comment below, do you think life sentences should be allowed or not?
That's a good ass question, homie.
That's a good question, homie.
No, that's a good ass question for y'all, bro. Personally, I think so. Cause just think, if there wasn't, then there would be like no consequence for people who are about to do bad shit. These goddamn YNs would be out of hand, bro. Not trying to have that, bro. Road to 1K, bro. You guys know the drill, bro. I'm almost there. Thank you guys, bro. For real, from the bottom of my heart. Tap in, bro. Let's make it all together. With that being said, bro, y'all have a great day and I'll see y'all in the next video, bro. Peace out.